They called it restraint, which was just being taken to the ground and then like manipulating pressure points.
If I wouldn't go to church, they would restrain me. If I refused to go to work, they would throw me to the ground and just restrain me.
They would talk about how they knew that it hurt a whole lot and how they were really good at making it hurt.
They would have 3 to 5 people holding me down, and they would hold me down so long that they would have to like change staff members.
I was scared to death, honestly. Like, I was fearing for my life. I didn't know what was going on.
Their purpose of restraint was about power and control. They were trying to cause pain in order to get compliance.
Some faith-based schools in Missouri routinely use physical restraint as a form of punishment. A nearly 40-year-old law exempts boarding schools operated by any well-known religious order or church from licensure or oversight. Missouri is just one of 2 states that have no requirements for boarding schools to operate. Alan Knoll was 13 when he arrived at Agape boarding school in 1999 and 15 when he left. He experienced various forms of punishment while at Agape, but during his last few months, he said he had had enough and refused to comply with the rules. He said that's when the almost daily, 6 to 8 hour long restraint began.
It is so painful because you're talking full-on adults are holding you down, twisting your arms, twisting your legs. And I'm a child at Agape. I am 115 pounds, something like that. And I'm being held down by 200 to 250 pound adults, and 3, 4, 5 of them. They're twisting your hands, they're bending your fingers, they're twisting your arms so your elbow hurts, your ankle. I think I still today suffer from some of the consequences of those restraints that I went through at Agape.
I was sent there for just being kind of depressed and angry and kind of violent at times, honestly. And then I turned like suicidal, and my parents just didn't know what to do.
It was Labor Day 2017 when 15-year-old Gabe Miller arrived at Agape. On that first day, the school tried to shave his head. Gabe didn't want this, so he tried to grab the electric razor. He said they immediately threw him down and pinned him. Gabe describes how they used pressure points and force to restrain him for 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, so there was one right around in this area of your arm, and they would put elbows and knees into that and just like full body force. And they would have one full-grown man on each arm. And then there were like spots in your neck that they would like manipulate too. And they'd like force your head down onto the padded like floor of that room.
Because of the law, Missouri has no records on unlicensed boarding schools. The state doesn't know their names, where they are, how many there are, or how many students they house. That lack of oversight has appealed to operators from other states hoping to escape government scrutiny. Southern Missouri, in particular, is becoming a mecca of sorts. The Star has found at least 13 unlicensed Christian boarding schools that have operated in 7 southern counties.
They feel that their homes will collapse, that they can't instill discipline.
There was really no reason for 4 men to be on me. At that point, it was no longer restraint. It was abuse or just physical attacks, I would say.
Even if reports of abuse are substantiated, Missouri has no authority over a school's operations.
The religious exemptions exist because we have weak-kneed politicians that won't stand up for children's rights. We have politicians that are more concerned about angering their religious constituents than protecting children.
I am a Christian now, and I was a Christian before I went to Agape, and I can firmly say that I think they should be regulated, and that Jesus is not an excuse for doing what they do to kids and beating them emotionally, physically, spiritually.
These children deserve politicians and legislators and law enforcement that will take a stand and get rid of these loopholes, period.